What's up, guys? Ben from Never Ending Cycles here. So, been getting quite a few inquiries lately, however you want to say it, for bikes. But a lot of them they're asking the same questions. And some of them have the same hesitations, like building a custom bike or buying a custom bike versus just going and buying one off the showroom floor or one you find on caferacersforsale.com or some other, person, but the bike's already finished, okay? So my answer to why would I buy a custom bike or build one versus just buying one? Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you build a bike? So that's really the answer. But I understand the reasons why. So there's a lot of hesitations. Trusting the person that's building the bike, in this case, me, Never Ending Cycles. The wait time, yes, it's not going to be something you can impulsively go down to look online and find one on Facebook Marketplace and go buy it right now and hurry up and get it and then have buyer's remorse. You can't have that. Just not having the design sense or, what kind of bike do I want versus just looking at one and go, ooh, I like that. I want that one. And so those are all valid things. But the fun side of it, to me, far outweighs the negatives. And, I make money doing this. This is my full-time job. If you didn't know, this is what I do for a living now since COVID. And it's great. It's working out really well. I've worked on and sold almost 20 bikes now. So it's great. Some are just local. Some are just kind of fixing some of the bikes, and maybe a handful. But most of them are sold and built and or being built. And the common thread with all those people that are building one are they're excited to be able to put their touches, basically their mindset, their thoughts, their designs into my hands, and then I build it. And then obviously with my creativity, my knowledge and things like that, that's what makes it fun. So, but that's not for everyone. There's the people that will just want to walk into a dealership and buy a bike. But the reality is, if you're worried about warranty or longevity or what if the bike breaks down, all those things, or what if it takes too long to build, all valid things. But I think you got to look at a certain point where when you buy a bike, unless if you buy a used bike, unless you pay extra money for an extended warranty, you don't have one. It's same as going off the showroom floor. Yes, it came from a dealership. Yes, they have technicians, but there's no guarantee they did anything to the bike. They just maybe looked it over and, let's be honest, a lot of those places make money on people coming back to have their bike serviced. Okay, so beware of that. The other thing is you want to buy a brand new bike, then this isn't for you anyways. This isn't for you. You don't want a vintage bike. Because when you buy a vintage bike, there's things you have to adjust. There's things you have to tweak. Every one of my people watching this is probably shaking their head and going, yeah, there is. And sometimes you have issues where there's a problem with the bike, or there's a problem with the electrical system, there's a problem with the carbs or something like that. But again, the reality is that's everything. A, human error, me building the stuff. Two is it's mechanical. And there's bells and a lot of pieces and parts that have to work together. So there's going to be some nuances. There's going to be some learning of the bike. Buy yourself a service manual. I tell everyone, get to know it. One of my customers out in Northern Carolina or California right now is working on this same kind of thing. He's got an issue with one of the cylinders isn't firing, so he's going through the checklist. Not sure why. It left here running perfectly, but again, it's an older bike. Here's the other side of the coin. I care very, very, very much about my customers being happy. It's not because I don't want them to go and talk shit about me on my Instagram page or whatever. It's because I want them to be happy. I'm building a bike for them. I'm putting my heart and soul and literally blood, which is on every bike, a tear here or there maybe, when I get shards of metal in my eye, and sweat. It's gonna sweat even more when it gets to be 90 and humid here in Wisconsin. but I care about my product, and I want that to be something people enjoy and walk out to the garage, hit the button, and they can ride it. I lose sleep over something that if there's an issue, there's some troubleshooting things that need to be done, and I'm always a phone call away. That's just how it is. So you can take whatever warranty you get from a dealership or whatever. I'm also your mechanic / hopefully, relationship friend for life. That's the other thing too, guys, is you're building a relationship when you build a bike. You're building a relationship with me or any builder, whoever builds your bike, hopefully it's me. And you're also building a relationship eventually with your bike. And I think any of you that are enthusiasts and truly go to the point of, I want to have something built for me, probably have a passion for whatever you're having built, okay? So you're going to really, really want to get to know it. For example, if you go and buy this brand new fridge that has a fucking TV in the door, you don't have a relationship with that refrigerator. You might love it and it's great and it works really well, but it's not something that you're really, hopefully you don't have a relationship with the refrigerator. If you do, you might want to try Christian Mingle or something like that. But anyways, the point is, I want you to be one with this machine. I want you to know that this is where the points are, in this case, electronic ignition. I want you to know that this is where your stator is. I want you to know how to adjust the carbs, how to turn the throttle up, throttle screw, and then the idle screw inside here. I want you to know how to use this machine because it makes you love it more. It makes you appreciate it more. It makes you more aware of sounds, things that maybe aren't quite right, that you can keep this bike running in perfect condition forever. Okay, so I'm running on, I always do. But the point is, guys, if you want to build a bike, this is what happens. You come to me, tell me what you like. We talk about styles. We talk about like your height, your weight, what kind of riding style you're going to be. Are you going to be on the highway? Are you going to be in back roads? Are you going to be in the city more? So we can kind of gauge what size bike, heavy, weight, power, all that stuff we need. And then we talk about, do we want it more like a street bike? Something with a tire like that, with the clamp-on bars, so they drop down, so you're more of a, front position, like a road racing bike versus, a scrambler or a tracker where you're up high. This obviously is a street bike. We talk about color schemes. We talk about what you like and what you don't like. I've got one of my customers in Chattanooga, and he actually it's helped me because he's like, well, let me just tell you what I don't like. That actually is pretty helpful. And then the rest of it, he just kind of wants me to go with it. So, but again, so you get to pick, you get to pick everything. But a lot of people want me to pick for them, which is cool too. A little pressure, but it's cool. So like this one, we did powder coated wheels. The tank you saw, if you follow my page, you saw it yesterday. We got a really nice metallic gray with some orange stripes coming through it. Oh, it's not orange, but gold, orange, gorge. Oh, yeah, gorge, goldinger. Anyways, it matches. So, I found some great parts on eBay that actually match perfectly as well. But you get to pick that. You get to pick your seat. Hang one second. You get to pick your seat, your colors, your style, whether you want a hump or not. Here's another example of a seat that doesn't have the hump and back, but it has this kick up. It has green stitching because we're going to do like a forest green, dark olive green bike, two-tone brown. I've got one coming that'll have this pad with a paintable back. So we'll actually have brown here, and then the tank color will continue back here, so our accent colors. So you get to pick that stuff. You get to have input in your tires. You get to have input in a lot of these things, and that part of it alone makes it yours. And then lastly, my goal when you get this bike is you have to do nothing to it. You can get on it and ride it. You have to learn it. You have to learn how to use the chokes. You have to learn how to turn the gas on and off. You have to learn the nuances of an older bike. But by the time you get it, it'll have electronic ignition. It'll have new carburetors always. It'll have a new speedometer if you choose. It'll have all the upgraded features of a new bike. But you had, excuse me, you had the influence in it the whole time. And so again, it's kind of like that you gave your parents a Christmas list when you were younger, or your Hanukkah list, or whatever you celebrate list, or your birthday wishes, and what you wanted, and then you wait and you see, oh, here, I know I'm going to get it, I know I'm going to get it, I can't wait to open it and see it. And that's kind of what it becomes. So most people I deal with are always really excited about it and can't wait for it. So lastly, to sum it up, guys, I know this is a longer video, but I think it's necessary. It's going to go on my website as well, for you to think about. If you want to build a bike, you need to expect 8 weeks of build time once the bike gets in to the shop, unless you're doing something, upgrades that need to be ordered from other companies that maybe have a lead time because they're custom made parts. You know, that could extend you out a little bit. You know, seats take 4 or 5 weeks to get, things like that. And then paint is a couple weeks too, so the sooner we choose it. And that's if a bike came in the garage today, the let's just say 8 to 12 weeks, depending on your scope. Closer to the 8 side, but it could be longer. So you need to be able to plan for that, but you need to be able to be like, this is going to be great when it happens. And again, the other side of it, I'll say it again, you could go buy a bike off caferacersforsale.com from a guy that has this cool bike. Maybe he's got this one, just like it. But the only person that knows anything about that bike is that guy. And when you're buying one-off bike, like you bought it and he's like, here's my money, here's it, hey, see ya. You may text him or call him once or twice if there's a problem. But let's be honest, people in this world are just like, piss off. Hope you like the bike. You know, most people, unless they're a builder or they really are enthusiasts, you're done. So you've got no warranty, you've got nothing. So that's the thing you got to think about, okay? So I hope you guys like this. I really wanted to just break down why would you want to build a custom bike versus just buying one. And I think it all sums up to, you know, impulsivity, I need it now, patience, I need it now, and then lastly is just that trust factor of the person building your bike. So my goal is to continue to grow this company in this business, to extend to, you know, I've wanted going as far as Canada. Who knows where it'll go? Who knows where I'll end up in, you know, in a year, as far as how many bikes I can get out. But that's the goal. So none of me wants to build one and go, I can't. In fact, funny story, this bike, I was like, oh, I could get this one done really quick. Just, you know, it's already kind of in really good shape. It's been a month and a half. I can't do anything half-assed in this world. I can't do anything like quick. I have to put all my detail, all my design brain, and it's got to be perfect or I won't let it leave the shop. If I wouldn't ride it myself, it's not going on in my shop. So, all right, I hope you hung with me the whole time, guys. And I hope this helped you. If you had any hesitations or questions or, you know, thoughts on building a bike versus not, or buying one. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.